Welcome back to Bunter's Yard. Today we're looking at pin washes, whatever they are. So what exactly is a pin wash? Pin wash is a technique used for modelling which uses very, very thin paint to wash into the space between your panels. So if you've got, for instance, on a wagon, a plank wagon, between the planks of wood, there's going to be a thin line. And normally in the real world, because it's not such thin, it's quite a big and deep line, there's going to be lots of shadow, and that's going to then stand out, and you can see that detail from afar. On a model, because of the scale, the space in between the planks is going to be a lot smaller, and so there's not going to be as much as an effect created. So we need to recreate that effect, and we do that by getting paint in between all the gaps and around the joins of your panels and the edges of the train, of the wagons and so on, just to highlight those features so you can see them there, just more obvious. It makes it look a bit more realistic and less of a scale model. Now, this technique isn't just for use on weathered models. You can use it on a pristine loco, again just to highlight the panel detail. You can use it on buildings, in between bricks. It's very good for mortar. You'd use obviously a mortar colour rather than black, so you're not creating a shadow, you're going to create a highlight. Or on smaller items that are around your layout, like dummy point motors and relay boxes and so on. I'm going to do a few of those in another video anyway, so we'll show you what they look like. And by the way, if you want to see more videos on weathering, which we're doing a lot of at the moment, and the updates on the track when we start to get going on that in a couple of days, then just click the subscribe button and ding on the bell, and every time I upload a new video you'll get an update, and hopefully you can come and join us. So on that note, let's pop to the bench. We've got an old Lima wagon on there, just waiting to be waiting for its pin wash. So let's get over there, and I'll show you how it's done. So this technique works best if we've got a gloss surface. So a gloss varnish will be ideal. In our case, we've used clear, which is a floor polish. And we can spray that on with the airbrush. It's not called clear anymore. I think they've changed the name. I'll see if I can find what it's called and put a link down below. And for the wash, we use Humbrol Black Wash, which is very, very dilute black liquid with a pigment in. Basically, all we're going to do is give it a good shake. It does settle out really quick, so shake it from time to time. Load your brush, very fine brush. This is a 00, and we're just going to touch it into the areas where you want the wash to run. And you can see capillary action just sort of sucks it up and takes it down into the panel lines. You're going to get a little bit that you don't want to be excess on the panel, so because it's a gloss surface, it's going to be relatively easy to clean off a bit later on with some thinners. And we just continue around the model, just touching it in very gently, and you can see the capillary action just pulling it into the gap, and that gives the illusion of like a depth and a shadow. You might not want to use black on a model like this. Depends on the base colour. You might want to use like a grey, like a dark grey. But there's a few different colours available. And you can make your own. Some people have used oils and thinned them down with different thinners. But you shouldn't use acrylics. I think that they don't run particularly well, and they do dry too quickly. Enamels don't dry especially quickly, which is one of the good things. So it's easy to move around, easy to clean off as well, and you can reactivate it with a drop of thinners later on a brush, and clean it up easily. It's real that big splodge I've just put above the T. And this is, we're just trying a different shade of wash. This is a rust, just give a different effect, like a dirty effect on this particular colour model.
So there we go. So that's kind of the end effect, and this is dried for about an hour, and we're just using thinners, just very damply on a brush. So I've dampened that, dipped it in thinners, and then just wiped it back on a cloth so it's not really that, it's not soaking wet. And then you got a bit more control. And we just got all over the model, taking off all the bits that we don't like. And that's our final result. Now the last thing you'd need to do once you've finished with all your pin wash, you'd need to let obviously your model will be nice and glossy, which you don't want. So we'd need to change that back into give it a matte coat and finish it off. So there we go.
So that's it. Fairly simple technique. Need to practice a couple of times perhaps to perfect it, but you can see the effect that it has. It just brings out the detail in between all of the joints on your model, between the panels, around the hinges and so on, just to make it look a little bit more realistic and less scale. So if you enjoyed the video and found it useful, please click the subscribe button and ping on the bell, and we'll see you in our next video, which will be uploaded very soon. Have a nice weekend, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.